Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, could Elon Musk's Cybertruck, Tesla's Cybertruck, be a bust already? Elon Musk has put a lot of design input into the Cybertruck. It was his baby, and how's it going? That's what we're going to investigate today. Now, I've made some previous videos about the Cybertruck already, whether it was a success or not. How's it going after it was released? The latest video is about buyers running out. Are there buyers running out? They're starting to sell it in Canada. They can't sell it in many countries because it's not roadworthy. It's not too standard on many countries around the world. Canada's okay. The US is okay. But are buyers running out? They had a lot of pre-orders, over 1 million. They've dropped off those pre-orders. They seem to have filled the pre-orders with a lot of people dropping off the list. And are they having demand problems? There have been reports of that. But demand for Tesla stock lately has been high. We can see since the election, since Donald Trump's election here specifically, it's rocketed up. It's up now over 50%, nearly 60% for the year so far. We're into December now. It had a rocky road the last few years. The last 3 years haven't been great, but it's suddenly had a boost. But is this about pure sentiment because of Donald Trump and the things that he could do to help Tesla and Elon? As we know, Elon became a huge cheerleader for Trump in his campaign, ending up donating over $200 million to the campaign after saying that he wasn't going to support one candidate or the other. He went all in on Trump, big cheerleader, and he's been rewarded. And I think a lot of the sentiment in the stock is for this, thinking that he's going to be able to decrease regulation and get favors from Trump for his companies, including Tesla. And indeed, immediately after the election, the stock jumped and the market cap, of course, and that means that Elon's personal fortune, or what he's worth on paper, the market cap of his various companies jumped. So for that 200 million, he's had a good reward so far. But what is actually happening at the company with the products? We haven't heard a lot about that lately. We're going to look into the Cybertruck specifically, what's going on there. But first, more on the sentiment in the stock market since the election, including Tesla stock. Investors rush into US equities, this graph says here. It's been $140 billion in the past month or so, or since the election, really, I would say. And that's the highest it's been for a very long time. So I think retail investors in general, analysts have been pretty bullish. People pouring into US stocks, obviously including Tesla. And whenever this has happened in the past, there has been a pullback. So it remains to be seen whether that will happen when Trump actually gets into power. We'll have to see what happens. But at the same time, we can see corporate executive stock sales have reached an all-time high. So we've got a lot of retail buyers piling into stocks like Tesla and Palantir and Nvidia, and the executives, the insiders, have been selling at the highest rate for a long time as well. And that does include Tesla, or at least the plan to. I made this video not long ago, Tesla insiders selling. Tesla insiders plan to sell 300 million of stock. So they have to flag that they're going to do it. And this is Elon's brother, Kimball Musk, and the chair of the board as well, both planning to sell shares in the near future. At the same time, with Elon saying that the company is going to be worth trillions and FSD is going to work very soon, robots coming out and the Cybertruck doing well, all of these things are going to boost it more. But still, insiders planning to sell some stock. And with the Cybertruck, we can see this headline here. Tesla recalls 2,400 Cybertrucks. It's the 6th callback for the pickups this year, so it's been fairly unreliable, the Cybertruck, with a lot of recalls, a huge number of recalls. Cybertruck owners don't tend to mind too much. I've seen articles about them having to return them, but saying I still love it. So they're pretty loyal, but it hasn't been particularly reliable in the build quality so far. I've included some of these things in previous videos, including that accelerator problem, which I thought was very dangerous, where it got stuck down, but they did recall that and fix it. And we've seen things like this happening too. This image went kind of viral. Somebody had out on their Instagram problems with the wheels and different parts of the vehicle. So this is the latest issue. Seems to be a design problem in the winter. So they're starting to sell them in Canada, and in the northern US gets harsh winters too. There's snow here. Cybertruck drivers experiencing first snowfall discover major ice wall design flaw. I can't believe Tesla just didn't think about this. And of course, Tesla designed in probably California or Texas, where there's a lot of sun, pretty mild weather, where they don't really get snow. Do in California in some places in the mountains, but you'd think the designers would have thought of something like this. Let me explain the problem. Now, in a video posted to TikTok, user Joe Fay revealed how his vehicle's headlights became completely obstructed from snowfall thanks to the design of the Cybertruck's front bumper. Now, I can't believe Tesla just didn't think about this when they put this giant shelf in front of the lights. But if they did, it's honestly an awful design, he said. In this picture's there, he's got his hand on that shelf. In his TikTok video, he explains it. You can see the light there covered with snow. He's pointing it out where it obscures the light. There is a big bar light up here, but that isn't actually the headlights, as he explains in the video. It's down here, and snow builds up very quickly. And I understand when you're driving, it can reflect back. The headlights can actually reflect back in your eyes. So it seems to be a terrible design that he can't believe that they didn't think of, and it does seem like a really major thing to just forget about that, or that could happen in snow. It's like they didn't even think about snow. Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It does help. And do subscribe here if you're not subscribed already, if you want to get more of this kind of thing from me in the near future. And then these headlines not long ago, this one in Yahoo Finance, Tesla Cybertruck workers begin 3-day furlough, signaling demand slowdown. That's kind of speculation of demand slowdown. Could it be? Tesla tells workers on Cybertruck line no need to report to work for the next 3 days. And this was just back in December 3. So the speculation, do they need to send workers home, that the line isn't running at capacity because of demand problems? And this in the bite, something has gone seriously wrong with Cybertruck production, a different kind of cyber stuck. Last week, Tesla told workers on its Cybertruck line not to come into work, and now it looks like we know why. 2 factory workers told Business Insider that they were told a battery supply issue called the schedule change. Tesla shortened production hours for the Cybertruck line earlier this year. So that's the story. Do we believe it? Is it a battery issue, supply issue of the batteries, not a demand issue for the buyers of Cybertrucks? What do you think? And this in Fred Lambert's Electric, Tesla decreases lease prices on Cybertruck. So prices going down, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they were very expensive when they came out. Elon Musk originally said they were going to be under $40,000. I've played that video clip a few times in my videos where it was up in lights at the launch that it was going to be under $40,000. It turned out to be $100,000, and it's coming down a little bit now. Elon said that the Cybertruck was profitable in the last earnings call, which was a surprise, but they are really expensive. So bringing this price down, you'd think that would make them less profitable. Fred says Tesla has decreased its prices on Cybertruck, which has proven much more difficult to sell than its giant backlog led to believe. While being polarizing and having many critics, Tesla boasted having over 1 million reservations for the Cybertruck, which led the company to believe that demand wouldn't be a problem. However, things didn't play out that way. A combination of the production version being much more expensive than Tesla's original goal and the range of the vehicle being much shorter than originally announced led to much of Cybertruck's backlog disappearing. In fact, Tesla is estimated to have delivered between 40,000 and 50,000 Cybertrucks before exhausting its reservation backlog of over 1 million vehicles. That's quite a come down from over 1 million that they expected, and they were expecting to ramp up to 250,000 a year as well. Anyone can order a Cybertruck right now without reservation and have it delivered within days in the US. The Cybertruck also became Tesla's vehicle most quickly added to Tesla's referral program, which is basically a $2,000 direct discount on the vehicle, and it was quickly added to its lease program. Now, the referral program, I've seen that Tesla influencers on X and on YouTube use, where you click the link, he's saying that they added that quickly to help with demand. And there's also this issue with Tesla. If you didn't know about this, Tesla cancels a $5 billion EV factory plan in Thailand, prioritizing charging stations instead. And of course, the massive factory in Mexico that was planned, Tesla plans in Mexico are not dead. They've just lost steam. Elon Musk's company has sold fewer cars than it has produced in 7 of the last 8 quarters, analysts say, making a new plant less urgent. Mexico is asking where its Tesla Gigafactory went 2 years later, and Giga Mexico is still a nothing burger. Did Mexico get musked? Just recently, and even before the election, Trump's tariffs will make it hard for automakers, including Tesla, to set up shop in Mexico. So Trump planning to put these tariffs on, which could include Tesla. Could there possibly be an exclusion for Tesla because Elon's the first buddy of the US of Trump? It's hard to see how they could just do that for Tesla and not other companies. That would be unfair and it would be seen that way. I know BYD has a factory in Mexico. They'd love to import into the US. There are BYD cars everywhere. They're becoming huge and there's many of them. They're being very successful and they really would like to import to the US. If they could do it affordably, and Trump and Elon no doubt will be trying to not make that happen. Elon Musk paused the project before the election and warned that higher tariffs could affect it. Analysts said tariffs on cars imported from Mexico could have dire consequences for US automakers, including Tesla. So what do you think will happen here? Love to know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think of all this. Well, is the Cybertruck going to be a bust for Tesla? It was Elon's baby. He put a lot of effort and work and design input into it. Has it been a failure? Is it going to be a bust? Is it going to hurt Tesla? You have to say they could have done a more conventional truck that probably would have sold really well. A good electric truck that was more conventional, possibly more popular, probably would have sold a lot, I'm thinking, in the US pretty easily if it was a little bit cheaper and a bit more rugged rather than this very strange thing that Elon wanted to do personally. What do you think in the comments? Let me know what you think about this. And also Trump's impact on Tesla. Is that going to be good? It's definitely been good for the stock price, hasn't it? In the short term, what's it going to do long term? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now I'm going to put a link on screen if you're watching this on YouTube to one of those related episodes that I mentioned. I'm also going to put a subscribe button on screen. Do subscribe if you want to get more of this content from me in the future and you're not subscribed already. And thanks to everybody for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.